Commonwealth Instrument of Government 1653 to 57. Part 3. That the clerk, called the clerk of the Commonwealth in Chancery, for the time being, and all others who shall afterwards execute that office, to whom the returns shall be made, shall be the next Parliament, and the two succeeding triennial Parliaments. The next day after such return, certify the names of the several persons so returned, and of the places for which he and they were chosen respectively unto the council, who shall peruse the said returns, and examine whether the person so elected and returned be such as is agreeable to the qualifications, and not disabled by the elected, not disabled to be elected, and that every person and persons being so duly elected and being approved of by the major part of the council to be persons not disabled but qualified as aforesaid, shall be esteemed a member of Parliament and be admitted to sit in Parliament and not otherwise. That the persons so chosen and assembled in manner aforesaid, or any 60 of them, shall be and be deemed the Parliament of England, Scotland, and Ireland, and the supreme legislative power to be and reside in the Lord Protector, and such Parliament in manner herein expressed. The Lord Protector, with the advice of the major part of the council, shall at any other time than is before expressed, when the necessities of the state shall require it, summon parliaments in manner before expressed, which shall not be adjourned, prorogued, or dissolved without their own consent during the first 3 months of their sitting. And in case of future war with any foreign state, a parliament shall be forthwith summoned for their advice concerning the same. That all bills agreed unto by the Parliament shall be presented to the Lord Protector for his consent, and in case he shall not give his consent thereto within 20 days after they shall be presented to him, or give satisfaction to the Parliament within the time limited, that then, upon declaration of the Parliament that the Lord Protector hath not consented nor given satisfaction, such bills shall pass into and become laws, although he shall not give his consent thereunto, provided such bills contain nothing in them contrary to matters contained in these presents. That Henry Lawrence, Esquire, etc., the names of 15 members are given here, any seven of them shall be a council for the purpose expressed in this writing, and upon the death or other removal of any of them, the Parliament shall nominate 6 persons of ability, integrity, and fearing God for every one that is dead or removed, out of which the major part of the council shall elect 2, and present them to the Lord Protector, of which he shall elect 1. And in case the Parliament shall not nominate within 20 days after notice given unto them thereof, the major part of the council shall nominate 3 as aforesaid to the Lord Protector, but out of them shall supply the vacancy, and until this choice be made, the remaining part of the council shall execute as fully in all things as if their number were full. And in case of corruption or a miscarriage in any of the council in their trust, the Parliament shall appoint 7 of the number of the council, and the council 6, who together with the Lord Chancellor, Lord Keeper, or Commissioners of the Great Seal for the time being, shall have power to hear and determine such corruption and miscarriage, and to award and inflict punishment as the nature of the offense shall deserve, which punishment shall not be pardoned or remitted by the Lord Protector, in the interval of parliaments, the major part of council, with the consent of the Lord Protector, may for corruption or other miscarriage, as aforesaid, suspend any of their number from the exercise of their trust, if they shall find it just, until the matter shall be heard and examined as aforesaid. That the Lord Protector and the major part of the council aforesaid may, at any time before the meeting of the next Parliament, add to the council such persons as they shall think fit, provided the number of the council be not made thereby to exceed 21, and the quorum to be proportioned accordingly by the Lord Protector and the major part of the council. That the constant yearly revenue shall be raised, settled, and established for maintaining of 10,000 horse and dragoons and 20,000 foot in England, Scotland, and Ireland, for the defence and security thereof, and also for the convenient number of ships for guarding of the seas, besides 200,000 pounds per annum, for defraying the other necessary charges of administration of justice and other expenses of the government, which revenue shall be raised by the customs, and such other ways and means as shall be agreed upon by the Lord Protector and the council, and shall not be taken away or diminished, nor the way agreed upon for raising the same altered, but by the consent of the Lord Protector and the Parliament. That the said yearly revenue shall be paid into the public treasury, and shall be issued out of the use for the uses aforesaid. That in case there shall not be cause hereafter to keep up so great a defence both at land or sea, but that there be an abatement made thereof, the money which will be saved thereby shall remain in bank for the public service, and not be employed to any other use but by consent of Parliament, or in the intervals of Parliament by the Lord Protector and major part of the council. That the raising of money for defraying the charge of the present extraordinary forces, both at sea and land, in respect of the present wars, shall be by consent of Parliament, and not otherwise, save only that the Lord Protector, with the consent of the major part of the council, for preventing the disorders and dangers which might otherwise fall out both by sea and land, shall have power until the meeting of the first Parliament to raise money for the purposes aforesaid, and also to make laws and ordinances for the peace and welfare of these nations where it shall be necessary, which shall be binding and in force until orders shall be taken in Parliament concerning the same. That the lands, tenements, rents, royalties, jurisdictions, and hereditaments which remain yet unsold or undisposed of by act or ordinance of Parliament belonging to the Commonwealth, except the forests and chases, and the honours and majors belonging to the same, the lands of the rebels in Ireland, lying in the 4 counties of Dublin, Cork, Kildare, and Carlow, the lands forfeited by the people of Scotland in the late wars, and also the lands of papists and delinquent in England who have not yet compounded, shall be vested in the Lord Protector, to hold in him and his successors lords protectors of these nations, and shall not be alienated but by consent in Parliament, and all debts, fines, issues, amercements, penalties, and profits, certain and casual, due to the keepers of the liberties of England by authority of Parliament, shall be due to the Lord Protector, and be payable into his public receipt, and shall be recovered and prosecuted in his name. That the office of the Lord Protector over these nations shall be elective and not hereditary, and upon the death of the Lord Protector, another fit person shall be forthwith elected to succeed him in the government, which election shall be by the council, who immediately upon the death of the Lord Protector shall assemble in the chamber where they usually sit in council, and having given notice to all their members of the cause of their assembling, shall, being 13 at least present, proceed to the election, and before they depart the said chamber, shall elect a fit person to succeed in the government, and forthwith cause proclamation thereof to be made in all the three nations, as shall be requisite, and the person that they, or the major part of them, shall elect as aforesaid, shall be and shall be taken to be Lord Protector over these nations of England, Scotland, and Ireland, and the dominions thereto belonging, provided that none of the children of the late king, nor any of his line or family, be elected to be Lord Protector or other chief magistrate over these nations, or any of the dominions thereto belonging. And until the aforesaid election be passed, the council shall take care of the government and administer in all things as fully as the Lord Protector or the Lord Protector and council are enabled to do. That Oliver Cromwell, Captain General of the forces of England, Scotland, and Ireland, shall be and is hereby declared to be Lord Protector of the Commonwealth of England, Scotland, and Ireland, and the dominions thereto belonging for his life. That the Chancellor, Keeper, or Commissioners of this Great Seal, the Treasurer, Admiral, Chief Governors of Ireland and Scotland, and the Chief Justices of both the benches, shall be chosen by the approbation of Parliament, and in the intervals of Parliament by the approbation of the major part of the Council, to be afterwards approved by the Parliament. That the Christian religion, as contained in the Scriptures, be held forth and recommended as the public profession of these nations, and that as soon as may be, a provision less subject to scruple and contention, and more certain than the present, be made for the encouragement and maintenance of able and painful teachers, for the instructing of people, and for discovery and confutation of error, hereby, and whatever is contrary to sound doctrine, and until such provision be made, the present maintenance shall not be taken away or impeached. That to the public profession held forth none shall be compelled by penalties or otherwise, but that endeavors be used to win them by sound doctrine and example of good conversation. That such as profess faith in God by Jesus Christ, though differing in judgment from the doctrine, worship, or discipline publicly held forth, shall not be restrained from, but shall be protected in the profession of the faith and exercise of their religion, so as they abuse not this liberty to the civil injury of others and to the actual disturbance of the public peace on their parts, provided this liberty be not extended to popery or prelacy, nor to such as, under the profession of Christ, hold forth and practice licentiousness. That all laws, statutes, and ordinances, and clauses in any law, statute, or ordinance to the contrary of the aforesaid liberty shall be esteemed as null and void. That the acts and ordinances of Parliament made for the sale or other disposition of the lands, rents, and hereditaments of the late king, queen, and prince, of archbishops and bishops, etc., deans and chapters, the lands of the delinquents and forest lands, or any of them, or of any other lands, tenements, rents, and hereditaments belonging to the Commonwealth, shall no wise be impeached or made invalid, but shall remain good and firm, and that the securities given by act and ordinance of Parliament for any sums of money by any of the said lands, the excise, or any other public revenue, and also the securities given by the public faith of the nation, and the engagement of the public faith for satisfaction of debts and damages, shall remain firm and good, and not be made void and invalid upon any pretense whatsoever. that the articles given to or made with the enemy, and afterwards confirmed by Parliament, shall be performed and made good to the persons concerned therein, and that such appeals as were depending in the last Parliament for relief concerning bills of sale of delinquent estates may be heard and determined the next Parliament. Anything in this writing or otherwise to the contrary notwithstanding, that every successive Lord Protector over these nations shall take and subscribe a solemn oath in the presence of the council and such others as they shall call to them, that he will seek the peace, quiet, and welfare of these nations, cause law and justice to be equally administered, and that he will not violate or infringe the matters and things contained in this writing, and in all other things will, to his power and to the best of his understanding, govern these nations according to the laws, statutes, and customs thereof. That each person of the council shall, before they enter upon their trust, take and subscribe an oath that they will be true and faithful in their trust according to the best of their knowledge, and that of the election of every successive Lord Protector they shall proceed therein impartially, and do nothing therein for any promise, fear, favor, or reward.